Tanika, can you hear me? Please let me know. Great, thanks. While we're waiting, I'm showing you my Pride and Joy, my Pippi pigtails. Actually, I could probably show you my whole outfit. There it is. There it is. Sailor, I made for Sailor a monkey costume so that he could be Mr. Nielsen. However, he also has to wear this UFO collar right now because he's got a little eye sore that he keeps messing with. So I took a few pictures with him in the monkey costume. It's I'll post them later. It's you know, it is what it is with when you have a pet as your partner for your costume. But he's been a really good sport about it, and he's been a really, really good sport about wearing this Martian astronaut collar while his eye heals. Although, hey Laura, although he's constantly still messing with it. Hey Josh, look at my hair, Laura. I just need to do this sometimes when I'm feeling like bored or down or something. Like just put in the wire and make Pippi pigtails, because it really just kind of feels amazing to have your hair be not subject to gravity. I love it. Sailor Hive, yeah, there he is. And Kid Kat is also here. Oh, I can't get her in camera really. Thanks, Mia. They really do. You should do it if your hair. You know, I've been waiting for my hair to get long enough, and I realized it didn't even have to be this long. You should. I definitely recommend just unbending a coat hanger, and just do it. Yesterday, when I experimented with it, I was just like, I was grinning just like I am now, and I was just like screaming at how cool it was and how good it looked. I do not remember that, Laura, but I do have the VHS tape still. And I was actually thinking about, I need to digitize it so I can watch it. That's the one I used to watch a lot as a kid. And that was when I learned about about dubbing. Because I noticed when I was a kid that their words didn't match up with their lips. And then that's when I learned about dubbing for different languages. Was it at the sleepover? Did we watch it at the sleepover? When I had the tent up? I'm drinking blueberry pomegranate aha, which I love. It's one of my favorites. It was guys and girls. No, I don't remember that. 2004. 2004 is one of those blank spots in my memory. I have no idea. If I don't have pictures of it, I don't know what happened. Alright, I'm going to turn this around now. This all lined up. I've been wanting to draw on the slides, like some that are just, you know, whatever, like not terribly interesting, and I haven't yet found the right, like, markers to do it, because this is a Sharpie, and it did okay, but you can see that it still dries kind of weird. Anyway, I wanted to draw, like, a spooky slide, but I ran out of time. I'm always running out of time. Alright, so we'll just give it a couple minutes while everybody comes in. Is anybody else dressed up? Nobody's dressed up? You didn't dress up to just hang out at home? Hey, Brendan. Oh, let me turn this back around so Brendan can see. Hey, Brendan. Sailor suffered his Mr. Nielsen costume for only a few minutes, but here he is in his Martian collar. So he still keeps notes under his eye. Okay. Nobody else is in costume for real? I was gonna let you like share, you know, do the thing where you can share the screen with me, but no. Your loss, I guess, or my loss, really. Okay, so as I was saying, I wanted to draw something spooky, and I feel like I have enough like scrap slides that I still want to try it and figure out what kind of ink I can draw on that won't leave, like, that'll dry right away. And it has to be a really fine tip, obviously. Anyway, stay tuned for possible future slideshows. We'll have original artwork. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start this. I am so happy to share some of these slides with you because most of them I've never shown anywhere before. All right, Kat. Awesome. I don't have that many Halloween slides because a lot of them are fucking racist. So whenever I come across one that's racist, I just throw it away. Like I cut it up and throw it away. And I take a lot of satisfaction in that. So I have just enough for this slideshow, which is kind of perfect. Like I usually do about 20 slides, and I think I have 22. So this is the perfect amount, and that means that next year when I do this, I'll have to get a whole bunch of other new Halloween slides. All right, so here we go. And a lot of these are kind of from the same family, different years, but same family. So you might see some of the same people over and over again. Let me get a little bit closer. So this kid looks like either, well, he's definitely got a hobo sack over his shoulder. But he kind of looks like, actually, I wonder if this might be like a play costume, but whatever. Any costume goes tonight. He kind of looks like Mary Poppins chimney sweep too. I love anytime there's someone with their stuff in a kerchief over their shoulder. Like that's one of my favorite kind of I'm done with this place and I'm moving on tropes. And it looks like there's also watermelon patches. You know what? Is this kid supposed to be like, look at the big bow tie. I wonder if he's supposed to be like W.C. Fields or something. Bindle. Ah, thank you. Thank you, Danica. I didn't know the name of it. I used to always joke when one of my cats would get mad that they were about to pack up their bindle and just hit the road. I wonder if one of those red things are like, you know, a joke flower or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on along. Bindle. I learned a new word tonight. Thank you so much. Where's the button? This is a good one. Oh, let me readjust to the color. There you go. So we have Superman and Spider-Man and like, I don't know, Scary Witch, I think. I like the Superman is shorts over jeans. I'm pretty sure that's a handmade costume, and I think this is from the family from some of the best costumes that we're going to see. The one on the right is frankly terrifying. Those rubber masks. Like, I've never worn a rubber mask like that, but I can't imagine it being pleasant at all. And yeah, Spider-Man, that's one of those like plastic bag costumes where it just says what it is right on the plastic bag. And the bag says trick or treat. That's a big, big candy bag. Yeah, I think it's a witch because, like, I don't know, y'all probably can't see the fabric. I can kind of make out some of the pattern on the fabric, and there's like, you know what I need is a laser pointer because Sailor's on my lap and I can't get up and point like I usually do. Excuse me. So, right there, that's like a witch's face and hat, and then there's like these little moons, and then that's like a full moon with the witch's silhouette in it. So I guess it's just supposed to be some old crone. Yeah, those plastic bag costumes, I mean, you know, they're made for single use, I guess, and who knows how much they cost. I'm sure it was like $1 or something, right? Or like equivalent to $1. Yeah, Selena, it does look like a meat yard mask, doesn't it? For sure. Maybe sometime I will write about Ralphie G. Meat Yard on my Patreon because he's really cool, and he used to make a series of photos with a mask similar to that. Well, he called it Lucy Bell Crater, but it was always like somebody different under the mask, and sometimes it was him and sometimes it wasn't. And it's really weird and cool. Yeah, I'm Witch Fan 69 too. It's also a cape. Like the thing that they're wearing is a cape. Oh my god. We all need to work to change the perception of witches. Because we all have better skin than that. Okay, this is the first of 2 kid cops. Sorry about having to include cops, but, you know. This one is kind of maybe a little more like Annie Oakley is what I think of. She's a little more like kind of Old West, maybe cowgirl rather than a cop. I don't see a badge on her arms. I mean on her shoulders, so maybe she isn't a cop. She's just a sharpshooter. This one's from the 50s. I have a few pictures of her in this outfit. I only put one in the slideshow, but they're all very cute. Oh, hi rats. Help me remember to talk about a rat later. I have something to show y'all. There's one Halloween costume that I can't include in the slideshow because it's a negative, not a positive. So I'm going to show it to you in sticker form instead, and it relates to rats. All right, I'm going to move it along. Oops. Kat, the fact that you're wearing a tiger costume and are hanging out with the rats, that's pretty funny. Negative rat propaganda. No, it's not negative. It's very positive. You'll like it. You may have seen it already. Not positive. I don't know. Another homemade Winnie the Pooh costume. I don't know this kid personally, but I know his mom personally. She is a client of mine and a friend, and she hired me to digitize her slides, and then when I was done with them, I was like, what are you going to do with these? Because she was talking about like downsizing and moving and stuff, and so I had a hunch that she was going to throw all the slides away, and so I just asked her, like, if you're going to throw those away, can I have them instead? And so she let me have them. So I've never met this kid, but his mom is an absolute delight, and I think she made that Superman costume too, and she definitely made this one. And then the next one coming up, which is a fan favorite, is one that she made. I love that it appears that this Winnie the Pooh costume has like mittens, like hand covers, made out of the same fabric as the arms and the pants. I didn't get to celebrate Halloween as a kid, so my mom made other things. My mom also sewed. She'd make me some dresses, and she'd always have to alter my dance costumes, but I never got to be anything at all for Halloween. So I make up for it now. I don't dress up every year, but when I do, I get really, really excited about it. I think his jar says honey too, so I assume he's going to be trick-or-treating with that honey jar to fill up and stuff a bag, which is very, very clever if you ask me. I'm winning this year, thank you. Uh-oh. I'm so afraid this slide projector's going to break on me. Okay, this is same family, but the adults. And we have a alpine tourist, another witch, somebody who's not participating but has been given a hat, a participatory hat, and another very frightening mask. And in the background, on the right, you'll see someone that we'll see in full in just a little bit later. Our Martian friend. I like the alpine tourist out of this group. I think it's very clever that they put a camera around their neck and ski goggles just so that they don't look like a German person or a Swiss person. Kit Kat is swishing her tail all around the tripod, so if something moves, it's because of her. There's our favorite. This is one of my favorite slides in the whole out of everything I own. I love this one. Handmade Cookie Monster. This is also by, the costume is made by the same mom that made Winnie the Pooh, and who we'll see in her handmade costume in a minute. I love the eyes are like the eyes are so wrong. The scale of the eyes are so wrong. Otherwise it would be 100% perfect. And then under the eyes are eye holes, which it's probably not really easy for y'all to see, but I'm actually gonna print this one. I've never printed this one because I thought, I don't know, I didn't know if people would want such a like Halloween centric costume as artwork, but I feel like it's worth doing because there's no loss to me to do it. So this one's going to be available for sale as a print very soon, like in a couple weeks. So then you'll be able to look at it really closely and see the eye holes, which just crack me up. It's like Cookie Monster and Oscar the Grouch in one costume. It really is. It really is. It's so perfect. And I know for a fact that this one is my client's daughter. So the little daughter under there also has the mitts, the plush mitts. A greeting card, it would. I know. Yeah, it's this one's got a good I don't know. It's just so good. It's like you really don't need much explanation for this one. Did anybody whose moms handmade their costumes, did any of y'all get anything quite this like incredible? Hi, Kate. Okay, say bye to, I'm calling this one Cookie Momster. So say bye to Cookie Momster for now until like 2 weeks from now when they show up in the shop. Isn't it cool? You came in like in the middle of us talking about it and laughing about it, but I'm glad you made it for this one because this is definitely among the highlights. There's a few highlights. Okay, here we go. Oh boy. Please don't break. Oh god. Okay. This one, I'm not positive this is Halloween, but like I said, I just grabbed any costume. This is also a double exposure, so that's why it's so kind of weird looking on the face of the person on the right. It's hard for me to tell what it's double exposed with, but it looks like a plaid shirt in the parts that I can see. Cookie will not leave, I know. Yeah, I do think it's a W.C. Fields, yes. And like a flapper, right? Those are the two. Those are the two archetypes that we're dealing with here. Yeah, I like the oh, you think, Laura, maybe it's a clown in the double exposure part? Or oh, Red Skeleton, maybe. I don't know the difference between them. I always associate W.C. Fields with the flowers, although I don't know if that's true. I mean, Fozzie Bear is like, Fozzie Bear is kind of a caricature of who? Of W.C. Fields or of Red Skeleton or of some other clown person? Hey Rob, happy Halloween. So the flapper, I love, okay, there's a lot going on in that costume, including the plastic bracelets, which are just a kind of incredible. I think the dress is perfect. And I think that the beads are perfect and the headband. All together, though, it's just such a funny mismatch. The gloves, the blue gloves is like kind of really, I guess if I had to say there's a punctum for me in this picture, it would be either the bracelets or the blue gloves. I can't tell if the crowd in the background is part of the double exposure or if it's like part of the party that these two are at. I don't know. It does kind of add something like ethereal to it, though. Anytime there's a double exposure, it's just, oh, I should have put those in. Okay, next year it's all double exposures for Halloween. Help me remember that. Don't break. I know. I also want to dress up in public and enjoy an evening out. Right before I started the slideshow, I had taken Sailor on his evening walk, and there were like 2 small groups of parents and kids out trick-or-treating, and it just felt so sad. And there was I'll put this picture up, probably in my story a little bit later. Someone's house, like they had decorated the yard for Halloween, but then on their screen door, they put this ugly, huge cardboard sign, just made out of a box, that said, "No candy because of COVID." It was really like just, it felt post-apocalyptic. I didn't like it. Baby doll, I think. Possibly another costume for a play or something. I'm not 100. Well, no, she's holding a pumpkin, so of course it's a Halloween costume. I think she's a baby doll. I don't think she's specifically Raggedy Ann, but who can say? The hair kind of looks like it. Yeah, what makes me think Raggedy Ann is actually that this is, again, Eileen's kids, and we do have a Raggedy Andy coming up that I think was the same Halloween. So she's got the red hair, and I think the red tights and red on her shoes are meant to signify all the red that Raggedy Ann has. But Raggedy Ann's usually wearing like patchwork, right? I think so. One of our neighbors had a skeleton in a chair on their lawn with a sign that said, "Want candy, stand here." That makes me feel weird. That sounds really like predatory. Like, then you will become the skeleton. I showed y'all the one skeleton family that we had in our neighborhood, in my new neighborhood. And it was just literally a skeleton, a second skeleton with a shawl around it, and then a smaller skeleton to be like a weird skeleton family. But they were just like sitting in the bushes. Like it was really kind of disturbing on its own, just the way it was set up. But not a lot of people in this neighborhood decorated, which also made me feel like, I don't know if that's normal, because I haven't quite been here a year yet. But I miss living in a neighborhood that decorates a lot, like my old neighborhood did. And a house that decorates a lot. Okay, here we go. Okay, so there's, I definitely read this as Raggedy Andy. So together they make sense. And this is that same family. Cookie Monster, Winnie the Pooh, Kid with a Trindle. Actually projects okay. I was a little concerned about the pictures of this kid because the color is way faded, so I thought it might be too blown out, but it's kind of not too bad. Pirate Kid. Something I'm curious about the past, like the 50s and 60s and 70s, which is when most of my photos are from, is like, did the adults, was it less common for the adults to also dress up, or did they only just really take pictures of kids? Because I have a few pictures of people, adults, definitely at adult Halloween parties dressed up, but I feel like it's so much more common now for like everyone in the house is dressing up. The adults are dressing up with or without the kids. Like me, single adult, feral child dressing up no matter what, even though I'm not going anywhere. Does the hat say something like Asperilla? I don't think it. Oh, maybe. The whole photo is out of focus, Laura, so I don't know if there's any way I'll be able to tell, but I do have a few others of this kid that I didn't include because they're even more faded. So I'll look at them more closely. Now I'm curious. I didn't even think about that. They could be local. I don't assume that any of these pictures come from my area. Every time I buy slides, there's always Florida pictures, but it's always like people on vacation, not people who live here. But it does look like some kind of words under the, whatever the image is on his hat. I think the next one is also this kid, so let's see. Oh boy, please don't break. Okay, that one's clear. And this one, let me zoom in because this one's cute. He has a mustache drawn on. Oops. I love the expression in this picture. Okay, can you read it? I can't read it. It's in focus. Can you all see his mustache? It's very thin, but it curls. It has curly cues at the ends. Yeah, I can't read it, Laura. I'll have to look at the scan I have of it and see if I can read it in the digital format. It's a pretty good pirate costume, though, considering that this is the age of the plastic, plastic bag costume popularity. I think that this kerchief is plastic and the pants look plastic. It all looks like plastic elements, but it's not like one piece. And I love the sash. I just think that's so, like, swashbuckling. This picture is so perfect. That expression, it's so good. It really looks like a tough kid. I would be intimidated if I met that pirate. Oh, sorry, this is the cop kid. I honestly debated about whether to include him, but I ended up putting him in. I guess it's like, at least he's like a Western, like a, like an Old West sheriff kid, not like a police officer. A few years ago, the house I used to live at got a ton of trick-or-treaters, and I remember a little girl coming up dressed as a cop, like in a blue uniform, and it was very cute because she was very small, but it was also like really gross. here we have that party from earlier with the addition of my friend Eileen, who is the Martian in the middle. And I just think this is one of the most brilliant costumes I've ever seen. I love it so much. So she's the one that made the Cookie Monster and the Winnie the Pooh, Raggedy Ann, Raggedy Andy, etc. She's the mom who is my friend who I used to work with at the museum. And man, what a great Martian costume. And we have the addition of, in this group, another witch on the left who kind of looks like Zorro, but I assume it's a witch because they're holding a black cat. Maybe they're also holding the skeleton, I'm not positive. Still can't tell what the masked person is supposed to be. Yeah. Belly tentacles. Okay, I don't know what those are. The silver things, they do look like belly tentacles. But did Martians in pop culture in like, you know, okay, so obviously, so this picture is, I think, from the 70s. But she seems to be referencing for sure like a 50s conception of a Martian, right? Like it reminds me of, what was the name of was it Marvin the Martian on like Looney Tunes, but better. So I love that she's already kind of like looking back at this idea of a Martian from 15 or 20 years ago. She does have antenna, which might be a little hard to make out. Let's see if I can get there closer. Okay, so there's the antenna. Also, my friend Eileen is just one of the most gorgeous people I've ever seen. Okay, so she's got cool antenna, which maybe are like forks or something. I don't know. No, it's probably just a pencil with aluminum foil wrapped around it. Oops. And then, not go away. Sorry, I accidentally opened my chat window and I don't know how to close it. There we go. Okay, and so then the tentacles that Kat was asking about. Like, I don't know. Oh, maybe like a ray gun. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And maybe one arm is out. Who knows how? Maybe it's just she's holding it weird or something. Yeah, that's probably it. A ray gun. Good job. She stowed it there for the photo. Maybe. I love the inner tube inside. Like, inner tube inside of the PJs. The whole thing is just brilliant. Yeah, Laura, I don't know what... ray gun, right? I don't know. I mean, maybe like... Oh, maybe that's a couple's costume and it's supposed to be Hansel and Gretel? Maybe? Oh, okay, yeah, we do have one more picture of her, so we'll see if it looks like a ray gun or not. I don't know. I just, like, in the other picture, the person with the mask with the orange hair had, like, a, you know, kind of a peasant-y looking dress on. And so maybe they go with the person dressed in the lederhosen. I don't know. And then there's the spooky cat, which I think is made of cardboard. Josie and the Pussycats. I would love if these older ladies were Josie and the Pussycats in the 70s. I would absolutely love it. And then I love just put on a mask. I don't know this. I don't have a costume. I'm just gonna put on a masquerade mask. Yep. Okay. Ray gun is correct. And then that must be maybe it's just the holder for her ray gun. Oh my gosh. It's just so ingenious. I think that's my favorite thing about Halloween is just like the delight at seeing what other people come up with and how they execute their costumes. Like, handmade costumes are my favorite things in the world, and it's just like a problem solve. It's an exercise in problem solving. Like, how am I going to make my body look like signify Martian? Well, okay, I need to be green, and I need to have an inner tube inside of my PJs. Oh, bye, Josh. You dipping out? See ya. Thanks for coming. I'm glad you made it. Oh gosh, please don't break the code. I'm gonna have to get a new slide projector at some point. This one's just a really kind of scary looking scarecrow. I think they put a shirt on a table. And it doesn't look quite as scary as those turnips that I've seen this year, the pictures of, but it's pretty grotesque looking. Yeah. The teeth are carved like those turnips that are like the pictures of the turnips that are going around. Yeah. And then it's just like in the living room with the green chairs and the red pillow. If this picture was just the furniture, it would also be perfect. I just have to say that. Right. Merry Christmas from this photo. That, you know what? It could stand alone as a Christmas card if it didn't have the scarecrow in it. It's the perfect shades of red and green. Okay, this one's a little bit faded, so we probably won't stay here too long, but it's two more like plastic bag costumes, including a skeleton body, but a clown face, and then Frankenstein's monster. Skeleclown is pretty intense. I like the mask. I do like the Frankenstein's monster mask. I think it's a good one. Garbage Pail Kids inspiration. Seriously. It really does look like it. Yeah, it's that clown mask is pretty cursed. I didn't. There's other clown photos that I didn't put in. Like, I think they're funny, but I know that they're unnerving to some people. I figured this clown picture that I posted earlier is probably okay because that's a very adorable clown, and it's kind of hard to be. Well, I don't know. I don't have a fear of clowns, so I would think that it would be hard to be afraid of this tiny little clown. However, the wig is very weird. But also there's some really great wallpaper in this picture, and I don't know what the record is. I haven't really tried to figure it out because I think I don't care. What I'm more interested in is whether the black spot is something on the film or if it's a flower. I read it as a flower that will squirt water out of it. Because it's kind of, there's different layers to the black. I don't think it's just like an ink spot on the camera. I mean on the film. I love the blue spots on this kid's face. I think that they are genius and so crooked. It's really, really cute. Good eyebrow placement. It's her soul. The black thing is her soul. One time, this is a funny story. One time I was driving on 275 and it was traffic-y, so it was all just stop and go. And I looked in my rearview mirror and there was a clown behind me, like just driving to their clown job. And the face of the clown was, drawn in really to be a very happy clown, but the person was just like completely zoned out, driving, like stuck in traffic. And it was extremely jarring to see a clown in my rearview mirror. Very funny. Oh, that's okay that Brendan's making pizza. That sounds good. I wish I was gonna have. Oh, I could have pizza when this is done. It's cool that he's not chatting more. Some nights people are chatty, some nights people aren't. Thank you. I'm glad that's a good story. I wish I had it, it was before, I think it was before camera phones. It was, cell phones existed, but I think it was before I had a camera in my phone, so I couldn't take a picture of it. So it just has to live on in my memory, and now in all of yours. One dog photo. And I think the dog is dressed like a scholar. Like every dog, they can't exist under the weight of their Halloween costume. So the only thing that's left to do is flop over. I'm pretty sure the dog is wearing glasses. I do have another picture of this dog in another costume, but it's an Easter picture, so I did not include it. Yes, the dog is wearing glasses, but they've fallen off because glasses aren't made for dogs. And now that I look at this, I see that the sleeves are rolled up, so maybe this dog is in a regular human shirt or robe or something. And maybe the dog is just dressed like someone's grandpa. Yeah, a painter. It does look like a painter, like a Renaissance painter specifically. It must be the velvet. Poor dogs. Dogs are so good to us to like let us do this stuff to them and then still like agree to live with us. This dog looks like he's dressed as Doug's sister from the TV show. Oh yeah. I mean, like 30 years too soon, but yes, I agree. One of the other pictures of this dog has the dog is dressed like a nanny. That's the Easter picture. Like, the dog isn't dressed like Mary Poppins, but like it's in like a white, like imagine Downton Abbey if there was a nanny in that show. Like it looks like just an old British nanny archetype, and it's pretty embarrassing for the dog. Like you can tell the dog is just like kind of mortified. That's an Easter picture, so I'll show that one sometime at Easter. The dog is actually doing the job of a nanny, because there's a baby next to it in that picture. Okay, let's let the dog get out of its embarrassment. More plastic bag costumes, which are excellent. Let's see what we got here. Another Spider-Man. Another kid in a newspaper. What is that kind of hat called? Like the same hat that the dog was wearing. This is not from the same group or same family. And then I can't tell what this one in the back is. Any ideas what that one is? Oops. Sailor just kicked me. Something red. The mask is tipped up on top of the kid's head, so you can't really see what the mask would be, but something red with yellow. Oh, it's a person for sure. Maybe it's another Frankenstein's monster. It looks like it was maybe a green face. And it's definitely like a big figure kind of leaning forward. I know, I can't. I've experienced some cold Halloweens, but nothing like what everyone who grew up north experienced. And so it's always funny to me when I see like pictures of people bundled up for Halloween. Like Mia, when you posted that picture earlier of you in your snowsuit and then a plastic bag over it. It's funny for many reasons, but for me, mostly because it's very often hot still on Halloween. So I forget that in other climates, it's like your costume has to basically just go over your warm clothes, and that's it. Many times, yeah, I'm sure. In Ohio, I mean, yeah. Yeah. It's so, Florida, we have like 2 seasons, so everything, it's weird here for so many reasons, but also just like, I assume that basically everything except Christmas, here, everything except Christmas you can count on. Christmas is the only thing you can count on to be probably cold. But even so, I've been to the beach a few times on Christmas, so it's not even always cold on Christmas. But you kind of can't count on cold weather for anything specific. So it's like, there's been many times where I've bought something like, weather inappropriate, like something for hot weather for my Halloween costume, and then a cold front runs in, and you know, you're screwed, and you just have to run inside and be cold outside for a minute, and then spend the party on the inside. Remember inside parties. Okay, I think we're coming up on our second to last one. This one I love. Love, 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 love. So they're the 8 and the 5 of hearts, but also the Suicide King of Hearts and the Queen of Hearts. The sword, I'd never noticed this until, like, I love being able to project these because you can really see some things a lot more clearly than when I'm just looking at them small or even scanned, but I never noticed that this is the Suicide King with the sword going through his head. Oh, I turned the light up too bright. I love a good couple's costume. And I just think it's so funny that they picked a 5 and an 8. Like they had to be clear that it was definitely playing cards by picking the 5 and the 8 instead of, well, actually, oh yeah, it was probably easier too on them to make the 5 and the 8 than to make like a king or a queen card. But why not the ace? That would be the easiest. You only have to draw one heart. The ace and the 2 is what I would do, because then that's the simplest one. Oh, maybe it is their anniversary. Oh, the 6 and the 7 had to run. Yeah, maybe there were more people. That would be such a good, really, really good group costume. Oh my gosh. Oh, that would be so funny. Imagine if you had enough friends to roll up and just be an entire deck of cards. Imagine if you had 51 other friends. 1985. I don't know if I have a date on this one. Hang on. Let me see. Oops. Oops. Uh-oh. Okay, no, there's no date on it. But yeah, maybe it is 1985. It could be. It's hard to tell much of anything. There's not a lot of like clues with other things in the picture. Was that ghost there before? Oh, y'all can't see it. I need to zoom back out. Yeah, you can't really see any other furniture because the picture's really dark. And there's also like a creepy portrait behind them. And now there seems to be a ghost in the picture in the upper right. I don't know if it was there before or not. I think my slide projector is definitely haunted tonight. In fact, all of my technology is haunted today. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's just a ghost now in the machine. Okay, last one. I don't forgot what it was. Oh, it's... I thought I took this one out. Okay, that was the last one. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. I want to extend a special thanks to my patrons because it's y'all that help me kind of be able to do ridiculous things like this on the regular. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just posted today a little essay about spirit photography and ectoplasm, and it's really, the essay itself, the essay that I'm writing about is fantastic. My essay about it is, I'm not going to say it's fantastic, but you all might think so because you'll probably read mine and not the actual essay that I'm writing about. But anyway, spirit photography is cool. ectoplasm, like this set of photos with spirit mediums and ectoplasm coming out of their orifices is just pretty amazing. So if you ever feel like reading that, you can become a patron. And I'm so happy that we got to hang out on Halloween. And I'm going to now eat dinner and try to figure out how to use my SLR with a remote so that I can take more pictures of my costume. Okay, good night, everybody. I hope everybody has a happy and safe Halloween. Don't go to any indoor parties, please, ever. And I love you all, and I will talk to you later. Bye, 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 bye.